Hey guys, this is Sam from CelloGraph and welcome back to another video. So as you know, the new flagship smartphones are coming with a 90 or 120Hz higher refresh rate displays, and Realme launched their new smartphone that's the current cheapest smartphone with a 90Hz display, and that is Realme 6. The price of that phone is around $250 in Pakistan, which people think is the cheapest option available right now. But today, I have a phone with me having 120Hz display and about it for just 9,500 Pakistani rupees, around 60 US dollars. Yes, you heard it right. This phone was launched in 2016, and I know most of you guys have never heard about this phone, so I thought of making a video on this phone. It's the Sharp Aquos 506SH. It's also known as Aquos XX3. It's got Snapdragon 820 processor, 3 GB of RAM, 32 GB of storage, 23 megapixels rear camera, 5 megapixels front camera, 3000 mAh battery, and 5.2 inches 1080p 120Hz IPS display. It feels great in hands, honestly. Just front bezel feels outdated, otherwise I really like the build quality of this phone. It's a Japanese phone with a Japanese AU ROM, so it comes with tons of bloatware apps, but don't worry, you can easily disable them except 2 or 3 apps. And Google Launcher is pre-installed here, so if you're a stock Android fan, you can easily select the Google Launcher, but you won't get that swipe up drawer since it's running the old Android version 8.0. But if you want that sweet swipe up to open app drawer, then you can select the Aquos Launcher. So let's talk about the display here. It's a 5.2 inches IPS LCD panel with 1080p resolution, and 120Hz refresh rate is one of the most addictive features of this phone. Scrolling anywhere feels super snappy, and if I try to scroll the Facebook or any other social media app on both 60 and 120Hz display side by side, the difference is really big that it could be a pain switching to a normal 60Hz screen after using 120Hz display for a longer period. This phone was a flagship level phone of 2016, and if you talk about its performance, it's still doing a decent job. And combining its performance with 120Hz display, it feels buttery smooth. I face no problem in the performance department, but gaming for some reasons isn't as smooth as on the other phones having the same processor and RAM, like the Xperia XZ. But if you look at its current price, it's no big deal. At least heavy games are playable here, unlike the new budget phones. It's got 3000 mAh battery, and during my testing, I was getting almost 5 hours of screen on time on normal usage and up to 3.5 hours on gaming. The battery life can be improved by turning off the high-speed display, but I prefer smooth and responsive display experience over better battery life. It also supports Quick Charge 2.0, and it has dual LED notification lights which you can turn off easily if you want. It's got 23 megapixels rear camera with f1.9, and this phone at daylight can take acceptable quality photos. It captures very detailed photos, but you will notice the dynamic range isn't impressive. But still, if I rate this camera considering the price that I paid, I would still rate it as a good camera phone because it has optical image stabilization, it can capture 4K videos, and it actually does way better than the budget phone cameras. So the main highlight of this phone is 120Hz fluid display, which alone justifies its current price. I hope you liked the video. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, stay safe.